So just finished C12. I have one errand to run. Be home by 5-ish, 5:15. I do have a topic for today, but it's gonna be a little bit, I don't know, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna talk about it. I'll do that on the way home. Right now it's just hot. I want one of these things. Today, it's time to look in the mirror and ask yourself whether you're the cause of stress or whether you're the cause of peace in your office. Because the difference between the two is night and day for everybody that works for you. A friend of mine today was talking about he and his wife are about to go out of town, actually out of country for a couple days, and it's the first time they're leaving their boys at home by themselves. And I started thinking about it from the kids' perspective. Like, my kids right now, they're in no way ready to be on their own. But if we were to leave, let's say 3 or 4 years from now when they can be on their own, if we were to leave, I picture them being somewhat excited, but also somewhat nervous. And when we walked back in the door, I think it would be a very peaceful moment for them. We would be restoring kind of peace, security, safety, a sense of place to the house, and they would welcome that. I used to have this client, and the owner of the business and the general manager would have to travel, but they would alternate their travel. They were each out of the business for about a week and a half, a month, but they would always time it so that when one was gone, the other was there. It was very interesting to watch the attitudes of the team. When the owner would leave, everybody's attitude would go up. Everybody would get in a good mood. The stress level in the office would come way down. And the general manager who was on site during that time was just a very even-keeled, very level-headed, very easy to get along with guy. Now, he also knew how to hold people accountable, and his managers knew that they had to perform. But when he would leave town, the stress level, the anxiety level would go up. And the owner was one of these people who believed that the louder you talked, the more likely it was you were going to get your way, or that things were going to turn out the way you wanted. And it just had this really detrimental effect. Once we started tracking sales on a weekly basis, we could see sales flatten off during the times when the owner was in the office, and we could see sales go up at the times that he left. There's nothing more tangible than the way the owner shows up every day. And if you're creating anxiety, not only are you taking away from performance, you're killing any kind of cultural initiative, any kind of cultural excellence you're trying to create. If you're trying to instill values in your team, if you're trying to build a culture or an identity among your team, if you're showing up and you're producing anxiety and stress, nothing is going to take root on the cultural front. You know, when I was a kid, I played a lot of sports growing up, and I always remember the times, I don't remember all of them, but I remember a lot of the times when the head coach was gone, and the head coach was on vacation or had to work late or whatever, and the assistant coach was in charge. Now, the assistant coaches, they were good guys. That's not like they were like that owner that everybody just got really uptight. But the head coach, when the head coach was there and we had to perform, we wanted the head coach to lead us. We wanted that guy to be the one who would take us into the game. And when it was just the assistant coach, super nice guy, very competent, but he wasn't the guy that we wanted to lead us into the game. My experience is that the business owners who are great peacemakers, who are the ones who just kind of calm the anxiety down, and they create this level of calm that really facilitates great performance. They're the ones the team wants to be led by. And when they step out of the office, or when they're called out on vacation, or when they have to go out of town, everybody's anxiety ratchets up just a little bit, because the manager's there, and it's a good person, and they're competent, and they're going to do a great job while the owner's gone. But the best businesses, when the owner walks back in the door at the end of that vacation, everybody gets a smile on their face, everybody breathes a little easier, everybody knows the general is back, things are going to be great. That's the kind of leader I want to be. I think that's the kind of leader we should all aspire to be. See you guys tomorrow. Holy cow, it's hot.